opportunities. Another opportunity is that the government has a lot of policies, and these policies are rapidly implemented and very effectively, as contrasted with many other countries that are much slower to making such policies. So because these policies are very effective, if you actually watch CCTV, which we actually do, there's a reason to watch CCTV. You watch for the policy changes that could become business opportunities. So we used to joke a lot about it, but it's actually quite valuable. If you have knowledge that's even ahead of CCTV, that's even better. For example, when the one-child policy was removed, one of my friends, his startup in the babies.com company, the valuation doubled. So it gives you an idea that they will have a dividend from this, right? When there's a drunken driving crackdown, the idea of designated driver service became a great idea, and Yidaijia became a nearly billion-dollar company because they saw the opportunity that the policy created. So the free trade zone in Shanghai, Shenzhen, and other areas allowed people to import automobiles. So we invested one such company that's bringing in, Land Rover and BMWs. That would, it used to be when you want to buy such exotic cars, you could only have one choice. It's the China choice. Whatever the manufacturer designated for China, with one of its few import channel partners. And that channel partner, because it had a near monopoly, charged a ridiculous price and blamed it on customs tax and everything. So you end up paying for your Land Rover or your BMW maybe 2 to 3 times the price that one would pay in the US. Of course, it would be higher in China, but not 2 to 3 times. So once the free trade zone became possible, smart entrepreneurs said, well, I could import certain types of automobiles. And now when you want to buy a BMW, you could have a choice of an American, a Japanese, or a German version, and then have it modified to work in China, and only pay a small premium, not 2 to 3x higher. So whoever can look and interpret the policies and find business opportunities has a big advantage in China. And that's more so than many other countries. I gave the example already based on import automotive. But actually, if you look historically, what happened to the importing automobiles, in 2013, the government started a study that why are consumers not being asked unfair prices. Then, 1 year later, they opened 17 ports that really stopped the monopoly. And then in 2015, the policy became approved, and lots of startups are now at 100 million plus valuation doing this import. Very few countries can have the kind of effective implementation that exists in China. So those are the Chinese advantages. One could still argue that Silicon Valley still has the most innovative spirit. But I think the Chinese value creation is a really new thing that's never before in human history been seen. I'm not disputing here that Silicon Valley remains the most innovative, and most of the disruptive innovation may still come from the Silicon Valley. But I believe if the current ratio, that maybe 2/3 of the world's market capitalization in high tech, in our space of high tech, is US, and only 2/3 of the remaining 1/3 is Chinese. We believe that ratio will change significantly, not because Silicon Valley will be less innovative, not because China will be more innovative than Silicon Valley, but because the unique value creation cycle that I talked about, that I think the Chinese companies may see perhaps nearly half of this pie belonging to China within the next 5 years or so.